After we learned how to write a simple test case, now it's time to begin writing our test cases on a tool. The tool that we will use will be Google Sheets. Why Google Sheets? Because Google Sheets is a very simple tool. We don't want to dive into technical details about testing tools, set up them, and walk through them. No, we will use a simple tool, and in future videos, we will talk about another more complicated tool like TestRank. Okay, so let's begin by exploring how to use Google Sheets as a test management tool or test case writing tool. So like you see in Google Sheets, I have a sheet here. I called it 2020 Bootcamp Test Cases. This sheet, the project name, this is the project name designed by those test cases. You can change and write your name, okay? And here, for example, this is a mobile application. So the Android versions that I'm planning to test on and the iOS versions that I'm planning to test on. So if I need to add more fields here or more rows, I can copy this and paste it here and write, for example, delivery date. And here, let's say, okay, 1 of October 2020. So any information about the project can be written here. Let's make this bold and move it to the left. Change the font. This is good. Okay. Any information that you need to add is added inside this page or this sheet, which is, I called it info. You can change the name of the sheet from here. Like we said before, each test cases or each group of test cases that are related to the same topic are added inside something that's called a test suite. And that's what we do here. For example, we have a sign up test suite and it's empty. Then we have login test suite. Then we have other test suites. For example, if we say, okay, our application contains a functionality that's called cart. So we can say duplicate. Okay, I clicked on sign up, right click, duplicate, and I call it cart. Okay, so let's remove this and call it cart, for example. Okay, if I have any other functionality, like for example, duplicate, and we call it check out. So each one of them is called a test suite, or it is a functionality that we want to test. So let's go to sign up, for example. So here we should write our test cases. Like you see, each test case has a number. So this is test case number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can add more test cases. Also, each step has a number, and this is good for some projects. For example, you need to tell your friend or your manager, okay, step 3 in test case number 1 is not clear. So it is easy. You tell him step 1.3, okay? Then we have the prerequisite, like we said, or the precondition. The prerequisite is the precondition. So here we add any precondition that we have inside this test case or these test cases that are related to sign up. Then we have the steps. We can write step 1, 2, 3, the expected result, and the status, like we said, ready to test or pass. It's in green by default, fail here in red, block or skip in yellow. Okay, this is not a default. I created these test cases with these functions, okay, or these options. So here, for example, in this project, we have Android and iOS. Okay, I'm assuming that you will test this application. This is a mobile app that will be tested on Android and iOS. Okay, and here we have some notes that you as a tester can write. And if, for example, we will test it on Android, iOS, and web, so we can click here, right click, insert column, like you see. Let's move this here, and we call this one, for example, web. Okay, so this is the web, and we copy ready to test here, and here, here, and here. So this is, for example, the applications that will be tested on Android, iOS, and web. If this is a big project, we need to test it on Android 7, Android 8. So we can create a column and call it Android 8, Android 9. Or if we have more than one tester, okay, as a remote team, for example, and each one of them will execute the test cases on his own. So we can write the names of persons here. So this is Tariq, this is Ahmed, this is Michel, any person, okay? So this is the template that we have. It is very simple. We can use it for any project. Okay, so I will share this template with you so that you can use it inside the project. So how can you access it? Or how can you share it with your friends in your team? Okay. So like you see at the top right corner, I have a share button. So this is a private to only me. If I click on share, there are two options. If we have a testing team and we want to share this document with them, so you can write their emails here and they will get an invitation to access this document. And this is good for privacy, okay? If you give them a link and anyone accesses this link, he can read your test cases. So this is the best way to use if you have a test team or a manager who you want to share the test cases with. No, write his email and invite him to your document, okay? And you can give him privilege. He can edit the test cases or he can only comment, so he can view and write a comment on what you did, or he can only view and he cannot edit anything. It depends on his role inside your company. But if you want to share it with me, for example, you don't know what is my email, like I want to do today, I want to share this document with you. So in this case, you click on Get Shareable Link. So in this case, this is a public link. Anybody who has this link can access the test case document. Okay, but I don't want this person to edit my document. I want him to only view it. So anyone with this link can only view. I copy the link, I send it to anyone. Any person in the world can find this document. Okay, this is in this case, it is a public document. Okay, so I shared this document with you. Okay, this is the link like we said. That's what I will do. You will find a link in the video description that you can download the document with. Okay, so let's see when you open what happens. So I'm opening here. I'm not logged in like you see. Okay, in this case, you can save the document. Here it is in Arabic. Okay, so let's see in English. You should click on File, Make a Copy. But first, you need to log in. Okay, so when you make a copy, you call it anything. You call it, for example, register test cases. So in this case, you can write your name, for example. In this case, the new document is yours. I cannot see it, okay? It is yours. You can edit it. You can use it inside any project. If you have a new project, you can make a copy from it. If in the same project, you executed the test cases and you want to re-execute them in the new version, so you can save the old document and make a copy of it and use the new copy. This is very good, okay? You can also download it. So for example, like you see, you can download it as Excel document if your company uses Excel, okay? Or you want to export it to another tool like TestLink, which we will explain later. Or you want to export it as PDF to print it, or anything, you can export the document, okay? So this is, in a simple way, how to use this tool. So now I will show you how to write test cases for functionalities. We will begin by very simple functionality, which is the login and registration. But before I do this, I want you to try it on your own, okay? You must make mistakes in order to learn. So before I explain how to write test cases, I will show you which functions that we will do. So like you see here, we have only two screens. The first is login. And in this screen, we have a username and a password and a sign in button. And you can also log in with Facebook or Google, okay? The other screen, you can sign up. And in this case, you can sign up as an admin or a project owner using a username, an email, and a password. Click on sign up or sign up using Facebook and Google. So we need to write test cases for sign up functionality and for login functionality. Try to do this on your own using Google Sheets, and in the next video, I will do this for you so that you can compare between what you did and what I did and see the difference between them. Okay, thank you and see you in the next video.